2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Clippers as they play against the Golden State Warriors. Well, for the Warriors, relative to last season, their record at this point, not quite up to par. They're looking for answers, looking for improvement as the season continues. Well, for Golden State, they certainly didn't struggle before Steve Kerr became head coach, but since his arrival, he has this team executing one of the most beautiful offenses in the league.
It reminds me a little bit of the triangle. What I mean by that, there's constant motions and cuts in this defensive system. You know, it's much more than just the Splash Brothers shooting up threes. These guys are a fun team to watch.
Yeah, you know, Steve, he did a great job of blending all the coaching styles that he's learned over the past years. He's played for some great coaches, and, you know, he's been fortunate enough to take a little bit from each of them and implement it, and it worked.
It turned into a championship in 2015 for Golden State. That does it for us. Kevin Harlan with the call, and we will see you later.
A sight many have seen heading to the airport here in Los Angeles. It's the home of the Clippers here in Los Angeles as 2K Sports presents our action live from the Staples Center. This homestand ends here for the Clippers as they get ready to hit the road. They've got to feel like, guys, they have an opportunity to rack up some wins over the next stretch of their schedule. You know, they'll be playing a lot of games in their own building.
Yeah, and I think the Clippers, they've been slightly off the mark here early in the season. Not awful by any stretch of the imagination, but just not quite at the level many had predicted.
Looks to me like they've still got a few kinks to work out that they weren't able to square away in the preseason, but they'll be in their groove sooner than later.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, Steph, Clay, and Dre on the perimeter. Maurice Spates out there with Draymond Green.
Always nice to get the first lead of the game.
Yeah, I agree with you there because to me it's just much more comforting to play from the front than to be battling from behind.
And Ibaka kicks to Bledsoe. Back to Ibaka. Shoots. Great D that time from Green. And guys, Serge Ibaka's production was just a little off last season. We're not talking, you know, big number changes. We're talking small dips in a number of categories.
Well, one category where he did really fall off, though, Kevin, was field goal percentage. A career 53% shooter, he dropped down to 47.
And here's George. After the three-pointer from Stephen Curry. That's good.
That was a strong pick. Ammonia strong by Ibaka.
Golden State's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. The drive by Green. And when you look at Draymond Green, he's not a guy who will rile you with his numbers or his athleticism part. He brings a lot of intangibles, though. And I remember talking early in his career with Tom Izzo up at Michigan State saying those exact things, that he gives you so much more than just what you see.
And his current coach and our former partner, Steve Kerr, raves about him. He's the heart and soul of the Warriors, in Steve's words.
No good on the free throw. He hits the second from the line. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Bledsoe passes to Leonard. Screen by Ibaka. Leonard dishes to Ibaka. Back to Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots a fader, and that one's good. Leonard's got his first bucket in this one.
You know, you talk about Green's enthusiasm for the game. He's constantly talking, whether defensively or even in an opponent's ear. He's a vocal presence. And also another example of how a guy can make an impact without necessarily having it show up in the stat sheet.
Here's Bledsoe. The Warriors making the shot. Outside, George. He feeds it to Leonard. Takes the three. And play stops as it looks like they call an over the back here.
Boy, did he go hard to the boards, but clearly went over the back in doing it.
Yeah, kudos for the effort. I always love that kind of effort, but he was just a little overzealous.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. It's Curry with the drive and the rejection by Ibaka. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green. Clippers trail by 5. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Jordan kicks to Bledsoe. Jordan the screen. Just 5 on the clock. Top of the key. Offensive rebound. Ibaka kicks it out to Leonard. And another shot. And he hits the jumper for 2.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
The Los Angeles Clippers coming to this one after the win against the Detroit Pistons.
And I love the way they just came right out at them in that game, determined to attack the rim.
And when that strategy, Greg, didn't lead to layups, they usually wound up at the foul line. And I thought they shot an excellent percentage when they did get to the line.
And it's the Clippers with the ball, following the score by Golden State. And it's George missing. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Thompson against Leonard. It's Thompson off the drive, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
Here's Leonard, following the score by Golden State. For so long, there has been this mindset that Golden State wins through offense, but their defense, you know, Gia, you were talking about this, is where the true strength of this team lies.
Yeah, I think that's what's really allowed them to separate when you look at the rest of the league. I mean, they led the league in opponents' field goal percentage last season, and some nights the shots weren't falling, but the defense always showed up.
Now Ibaka, after the missed 3 from Iguodala. The jump hook and the basket good. A bank shot that time. Warriors leading by 5. Now Curry, coming off a stellar performance against Toronto. Leonard with the steal. Now the Clippers moving it up. George with the ball, and Ibaka slams it in.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And it's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better.
And you know, with the Warriors, it goes beyond the stats. High character guys, tremendous culture. They had a lot of guys that could guard multiple positions and defend them well. That was a big reason they became champs.
Curry is inside, defended by George. Green with a screen for Thompson. Dishes to Green. Clock at 6. Green missing again.
And you just look at this Warriors roster, and there are a ton of defensive playmakers. That ability to switch everything and be fine is what made them so tough on the defensive side of the ball.
Now, here's George, following the miss by Draymond Green. Launches it. George, no good.
Kevin, just enough presence to bother that three-point attempt there.
Yeah, but for a guy that shoots it as well as he does, I'd say that is an easy look.
A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. The open jump shot off the mark. And here's Bledsoe. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. George against Curry. And that one's good, George.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
And they played with such tenacity on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, it takes a lot of pressure off of them when they go on offense.
And I think you've got to give all the guys credit. I mean, plenty of credit to go around. You can't just highlight or pick out 1 or 2 guys that stood out, because everybody did defensively.
And the Clippers making a change here. Smith has checked in, and Golden State also making a change. Andrew Bogut checked in for Maurice Spates. And he gets the bucket. And it's 7 points for Klay Thompson.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Smith for 3. Green with the rebound. Warriors leading by 3. Iguodala with it. Leonard picks him up. Here's Bogut. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Warriors?
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
And the free throw, no good.
And, you know, looking at Andrew Bogut, he's been one of the game's best centers. I mean, obviously injuries have saddled him a little bit over the years, but he's made it through 67 games each of the past 2 seasons.
Now here's Curry, following the miss by J.R. Smith. Curry passes to Barbosa. No good from outside.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, you may not be as lucky next time down if you're the defense. You cannot allow him to get those kinds of looks.
Warriors leading by 5. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, Kevin, a moment ago, Steve Kerr and I were able to chat. Though they lost the first meeting against this team this year, Coach isn't worried about what they can do on the offensive side of things, saying, we dropped the first one, but I still think we can put up a lot of points on this team and get a win. We just need to make sure the ball is moving. Not as easy as it sounds, though, always, guys.
Wonderful stuff, Doris. Thanks. The early game plan centered around their offense, it sounds.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's the right approach for this game. I mean, if they can get off to a good start offensively, everything else should come together.
Well, what happens if they don't get off to a fast start? I mean, they'll be scrambling looking for answers. We'll see if that approach works for them.
And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. Well, David West's usage and overall numbers have ticked away with time. He's still as efficient as ever.
Yeah, not the over 50% field goal guy he used to be, but still a valuable contributor on the block.
That free throw, no good. Good on the second free throw. Clippers trail by 6. Jackson with it. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Picked by Bargnani. Back to Jackson. Batum wide open. He fires. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And for West, a lot of what he brings to the table is just professionalism, leadership, and a real example of how to get the most out of what you've got. He keeps everybody on the team focused, too. When he speaks, guys listen.
And again, it's the Warriors missing. LA's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. Leonard on the wing, covered by Barnes. Leonard attacking, and it's sent back by Bogut. Barbosa's shot is off.
Not too much congestion in the lane. I think he could have gotten a better shot that time, no question.
West guy's still very strong as a player, but clearly it's his leadership that sets him apart. Does all those little intangibles that help teams win games.
Warriors leading by 3. And Curry, here we go. Score the basket, his third after 5 shots.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence. And remember, you go back to when Steph Curry was in college, more of a shooting guard at Davidson, but he's worked relentlessly to not only improve his ball handling, but his vision. And now, all of a sudden, he's one of the most elusive ball handlers in the NBA.
Here's Jackson, looking for his first basket still in this one. Bargnani sets the screen for Jackson. Leonard against West. Smith right side, 4 on the clock, stolen by Barbosa. And it's the Warriors on the break. And the rejection by Leonard. They get a hand on it. And Curry, certainly, Clark, a magician with the ball in his hands. He can really supply the terrific handle, razzle-dazzle moves, crossovers. He has it all.
He sure does, but on occasion he can be a little loose with it and turn it over some. That's been a focus both by him and the coaching staff. Attack, but do it with precision.
Now here's Jackson. Harrison Barnes missing his last shot. Jackson dishes to Batum. West against Leonard. Back to Batum, to the middle, Bargnani. 1 up, 1 down, 2 points with his first shot this game.
Here it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now.
Warriors leading by 3. Outside Curry. Tries from 10, and it's good off the glass. Curry's got 10.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Now here's Jackson. 9 points last game. 52 seconds left to play here in the first. The shot misses. Barbosa kicks to Bogut. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Jackson's got the ball. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Kawhi Leonard, with another great season last year, earned his first Defensive Player of the Year award with his outstanding play.
And for Leonard, he became the first perimeter player to win one since 2004. That just shows you how incredible his defense was at times.
The free throw good from Kawhi Leonard.
And, you know, for Leonard, you can add that Defensive Player of the Year award to his hardware list, and that puts him in elite company, one of only 3 players to win Defensive Player of the Year and Finals MVP. The other 2, Jordan and Olajuwon.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
And for Leonard, winning the Defensive Player of the Year didn't change him at all. I mean, he received a car for winning that award and gave it to charity. Went out of his way to thank his teammates during his acceptance speech. I mean, I think it speaks of his character and really the impact that Popovich has had on him and that entire Spurs team.
Now, here is Bargnani. There's a screen. Outside Leonard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
The Clippers shooting their third free throw attempt of the game.
One shot.
And Leonard, no good on that one. Now here's Barnes. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Bogut's got his second basket of the game. And that concludes the first quarter of play. The Warriors on top, leading by 4. And we'll be back right after this. And a chance to hear from DeAndre Jordan, who talks about the inspiration he drew from head coach Doc Rivers.
Doc told me, you know, you should be Defensive Player of the Year, not just for one time, but for multiple years. And I could tell that he wasn't trying to hype me up or just telling me that because I was his player. He really meant it. Once you have that confidence from somebody like that, you can only play well.
A strong case can be made that Jordan played like the Defensive Player of the Year, Clark, this past season. And the fact that he didn't win it looks like it'll keep him motivated.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I love the passion he plays with defensively. It seems like a burning fire in him. And Doc has stoked that fire with desire and inspiration. You've got to love how the passion to play defense burns in DeAndre.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And from what we've seen so far from the Warriors, you know, how would you grade them?
It's just been a long-range battle for them and one that they're winning right now.
Yeah, sharp shooting from deep, a big part of why they're up.
Bledsoe is out there with Paul George. Then it's Ibaka, and it's Smith, and it's Jordan in at the 5 down low. That's who's out there for the Clippers.
And how big was last year's trade for J.R. Smith? I mean, sent from the Knicks to the Cavaliers around midseason, Smith began to post some of the better numbers of his career, helping prove that for a tumultuous personality like Smith's, environment is key.
That's good from J.R. Smith. Well, for J.R. Smith playing alongside LeBron and Kyrie last season, he knew he had a chance for a ring. You know, Clark, he played like it most of the time.
He sure did. I mean, instead of having to create offense, the offense was created for him, served up perfectly for him, and all he had to do was knock down open jumpers, and as a result, his shooting percentages rose after the trade.
He's perfect from the line this time. Well, safe to say that J.R. Smith has never been short on confidence, Clark, his entire career.
Yeah, he's always been a guy who could actually play with confidence and back it up. When he's hot from the floor, he can take over games single-handedly.
And for Smith and his confidence, last year even he said he's on pace to be one of the best shooters the game has ever seen. So obviously not lacking in belief in his ability. And not sure if I can agree with J.R. Smith's assessment that he'll be one of the greatest shooters of all time, but he's pretty deep into his career at this point. Maybe he's hoping for a Kyle Korver type of career after 30 years of age.
Barbosa drops them both. Yes, fans, Clark, and the one team they view as floppers is the Clippers. I don't like that word, but just kind of came out. Whether that is fair or not is up for debate, but It is certainly, I think, the perception.
And I think there's some truth to that perception. I mean, multiple players have received fines for flopping on their roster. I mean, you can't run away from that. And the fans remember it, too.
Oh, they do. Yes, sir.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good look.
And that'll be Golden State as it goes out of bounds. Warriors retain possession. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Iguodala kicks to Thompson. Here's Spates. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Spates has got 6.
And for the Clippers and flopping, part of it might just be reputation. Whenever anyone hits the deck on their team, fans might be quick to kind of condemn that as a flop.
Now, here's George. An 11-point game for him in the win against Detroit. And Count Kavasky is fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
That's a terrific move to the basket. The defense played that one well, but it didn't make any difference. You know, the Clippers were the darlings of the NBA as they improved and made strides, but I think the flopping has kind of diminished that now, that love affair. Being labeled a group of floppers can certainly stifle your popularity.
Mind the lane. One shot.
That free throw good from George.
Here in the second quarter, they've made all of their shots from the foul line, and that's a must-do when you're down.
Leandro Barbosa on the wing, guarded by Bledsoe. On the wing, Iguodala. Bledsoe with the rebound. Clippers trail by 6. Smith outside. Bledsoe left side. In the corner, George with it. Stolen by Thompson. Iguodala against Smith. Iguodala, the pass to Barbosa. And the wide open shot from Green. A three-pointer off the mark. And Los Angeles guys shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. Out to Smith. Puts one up from 19. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Their last encounter was in Oakland.
And that was an ugly loss for them last time playing these guys. And really, the rebounding differential was the key.
They got worked over on the boards. That's about as plain as I can put it. You can't leave your teammates on an island down there. You need everybody going to the glass.
Here's George after the made shot from Klay Thompson. Bledsoe outside. Ibaka with the screen on Barbosa. Just 4 to shoot. No good from Bledsoe.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
The Warriors have missed a few free throws up to this point, shooting 4 of 7 from the foul line tonight.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
And guys, that's really an upgrade over how they shot last season. Not a huge upgrade, but an upgrade nonetheless.
That free throw missing.
Last season, the Clippers came away with the 3rd seed out west. They were very tough in conference and managed to get 37 of their 56 wins against Western Conference teams.
That one is no good. As you said, for the Clippers, 37 wins last year against the rest of the West. That total was the 2nd most against the rest of the West among any team in the league. Trailed only Golden State in that regard.
And you know what? They played the top West teams tough as well. One of only 3 Western Conference teams to be over 500 against the rest of the playoff teams from the West.
Los Angeles with another miss. The three from George. And it's good, assisting on the play with Jordan. And that's 10 points here for George. Warriors leading by 5. Inside. Green dishes to Thompson. Barbosa for 3. And again, no good by Golden State.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
Yeah, big time. I mean, the words that come to mind, ice and cold and disappearing stroke, all would apply.
And we all know about Paul George and his injury while with Team USA. I mean, he has still said that he would consider playing international ball.
For George to be eager to go back and represent the U.S. in international play is a brave move.
Yeah, I think, Kevin, a lot of it might be that he just wants to put that in the past and move on. And sometimes you do that best by confronting things head on. The only way to have that be the past is to keep playing for his country.
They throw good, Paul George.
You know, no doubt last year a bit of a loss for Paul George. I mean, had to sit out most of it after that gruesome leg injury in the Team USA scrimmage.
And George drops them both. And thinking back on George's injury, still a very graphic image in everyone's mind, but he was able to bounce back.
Yeah, it was great to see him get some game time before the end of the season after that horrific injury. A credit to him working as hard as he did, as well as to the training staff that got him back to be able to play before the end of the season.
Iguodala, that's good. Here's George. 12 points for him. Passes it to Bledsoe. Jordan with a screen on Barbosa. Out to Smith. All alone. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Warriors leading by 3. Here's Barbosa. 13 feet away. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got 5 rebounds tonight. Bledsoe outside. Jordan the screen. Smith kicks to Jordan. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. And it's now only a 1-point Warrior lead. Bledsoe against Barbosa. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
And this is his 3rd trip to the line tonight. Free throw drops for Barbosa. It was the season of destiny, and the Warriors certainly followed through. Clark, the best team in the league all year, and they finished the job beating the Cavs in the finals.
And they were on a mission from the get-go. They would become another team to win 65 games or more and win the finals. Impressive work.
Now, here is George. He's got 12. Good. George has got 10 points now just in this quarter.
He's simply a machine at the offensive end. I wonder how far behind they'd be if he wasn't having this kind of quarter.
Spates sets a screen. Thompson inside the line. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
And for the Warriors, they had tough opponents the whole way. I mean, the Pelicans, Grizzlies, and Rockets, they all put up fights. The Cavs in the finals were just as tough with LeBron, but the Warriors found a way to come through.
A different look for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Smith, and Reggie Jackson subbed in for Paul George. Andrew Bogut checked in for the Warriors. Curry comes in for Leandro Barbosa. Clippers trail by 4. Now Bledsoe. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Jackson passes to Ibaka. The jump hook, and that's good off the glass that time.
And for the Warriors, it had been nearly 40 years, guys, since the franchise made it to the finals. They had a lot of pressure on them to win and finish things off, but they got it done and did it in an emphatic fashion, winning on the road. The title solidified them as one of the all-time outstanding teams in NBA history.
The Warriors have gone 6-12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. Thompson, left side. This one for three. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
One thing about Eric Bledsoe, he made it clear he wanted to be paid like an upper-tier player, and that led to quite a negotiation between he and the Suns last year. Ultimately, the two sides agreed to a 5-year, $70 million deal.
That free throw good from Bledsoe. Talking about Eric Bledsoe's contract, many insiders felt like it was too much for a sporadic talent. We knew that he was the good backup in Los Angeles with the Clippers and going to Phoenix in a more prominent role. But he went on to have a dynamic season, proving that, Greg, and you know this position so well, he has the ability to be one of the best league's combo guards, I think.
I agree. I mean, consistency will tell the tale when it comes to Bledsoe. I mean, the rebounds and assists, the averages were up last year, but his shooting percentages were down. So is Bledsoe a near max level player? Only time will tell.
A wide open three. They need much better communication defensively.
Clippers trail by 3. Outside Jackson. He kicks it to Leonard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. 16 feet away. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
And Thompson kicks it to West. Batum against Barnes. That's short off the rim. For Los Angeles, they've gotten 7 of their 12 field goal attempts to drop here in the second quarter, up over 50%. Thompson dishes to Kerr. Back to Thompson from outside the arc. Second shot opportunity. West misses.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Leonard, the pass to Batum. And it's sent back by Bogut. And here is Barnes. He's coming off a 13-point game against Toronto. They get the rebound. Thompson outside. West setting the pick for Barnes. Kicks it to Bogut. That's tipped. Goes back up. And the layup good by West. And the Warriors lead by 3.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Now here's Jackson. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Outside for Batum. There's the dish to Jackson. Pass to Bargnani. Bledsoe outside. Pass to Jackson. The second chance effort. Jackson missing again.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Now here's Bledsoe. After the miss from Klay Thompson. Bledsoe kicks to Bargnani. And there's the pass to Jackson. Bargnani down low. Working on Thompson. No good from Bargnani.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
And guys, Steph Curry, the rare point guard who's almost as effective playing off the ball as he is on it. And the Warriors have really emphasized that as he's evolved as a player, bringing in a lot of playmakers who can set him up coming off screens.
The free throw drops for Curry. And speaking of Curry playing off the ball in the pass, Clark, would see him guarding shooting guards defensively. Some said trying to hide him against lesser offensive players.
Well, I think guarding 2 guards gave him a chance maybe to save some energy for the offensive end. But recently, Steve Kerr has had him on point guards more. You want your best players taking the challenge at both ends of the court. You know, Curry is playing extremely well. He has 12 points, and he's knocked down a pair of 3-pointers in this game, too.
And maybe it's time for them to set a few more screens for him up top and let him add to that total.
Leonard against West. Picked by Bargnani. Here's Leonard. No good. Nice D from Bogut.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
He dishes it to Thompson. Bogut with a screen on Jackson. It's West with the drive. The Clippers grab the miss. Jackson's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Outside Batum, and he can't stop this drought. Another miss.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Feeds to Thompson. The 3, and a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got his 6th assist on the night. Clippers trail by 8. Bledsoe with it. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Leonard attacking, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Grown man's power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of it.
Clark, that could be a catalyst for him.
I think you're right.
And we've seen those kinds of plays get them fired up in the past.
And so we conclude the first half. Warriors lead by 6. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Doc, looking at the offense right now, what needs to change?
We got to move off. We got to run our stuff. I think right now everybody's trying to win the game, which is great. But you do it as a team. You don't do it individually. It's a good quality when you want to win, but you do it together.
Coach, thank you for the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be back after halftime as the 3rd quarter gets underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. Klay Thompson putting in some serious work for the team tonight. He ended up with 17 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. It's really great to see him back to what appears to be top form coming off the injury. There's a sense of reassurance that he's healthy after the first 2 quarters back. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think? Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Clippers?
Well, if you can't shoot the ball, you might want to stop chucking it up. They keep trying the 3, but it's not going down. They're relying too much on the 3 ball. Way too much. It's good when it's falling for you, but when it's not, you have to try something else.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.